Sophie. Thank you so much for having me today. There are a few places I love more than a bakery, so this is exciting. When did you fall in love with baking?
Probably when I was in high school. I always wanted to own a business since I was 4 years old, and I didn't exactly know what I wanted to be. And in high school, I decided that it was going to be a bakery.
So did it just start, you were baking at home and you thought, okay, I love this, I kind of have a knack for it?
Kind of. So in high school, I was selling brownies. Me and my sister would sell like about 100 a day at school.
100 a day?
Yeah, it was great. And then we got shut down because it wasn't quite legal. So
You'll have that.
It just opened, it shut one door, but it opened another opportunity. So then I began like baking like more items, and it's grown so much.
Okay, so that door closed, another opened. When did you think, I'm really good at this, I'm gonna pursue it?
It took about 2 years of me practicing, so I worked a lot on perfecting my skill, getting the recipes just right. I made my own recipes, and then I just kept trying.
Okay, let's talk about making your own recipes, because I mean, I can bake fine, but that's when I'm definitely sticking to a recipe. So what gave you even the idea to kind of start experimenting?
So I started using recipes that my friends had given me or maybe online, and some things weren't quite right. So then I just used ideas from a bunch of recipes to make it more moist, to make it more flavorful, and used really like quality ingredients. So.
Okay, now what I love about your baked goods, your cupcakes and cakes, is that they look so beautiful. So when did that become part of the process?
Yes, from the very beginning, I love art, have done art for a long time. I do like multiple forms of art, and one of them would be like designing. So that's definitely my favorite aspect of it. And I just have like acquired a skill, and then I improve on that skill and then try another one.
When you decided to really kind of dive headfirst into baking, did you realize it was going to be a creative, artistic outlet, or did that kind of occur to you a little bit further down the road?
A little bit further down the road, but I incorporate like creativity in most things I do.
Okay, what is the process behind making your cupcake bouquets?
Yes.
They're so cool, and what a great idea. I love your website says you can get her a cake or you can get her a bouquet. She wants both.
Yes.
It's so true. Where did that idea come from?
Yeah, so I was actually doing a project in college, and we had to come up with a business plan. And that was before I was doing it at home. I wasn't really hoping to open up a business. But we had this project and I thought about it for hours and hours, and then I came up with an idea of cupcake bouquets. But the actual process of making it streamlined took about 6 months in total of me trying to make it better and better.
Okay, tell me, you don't have to give away all your secrets, but just logistically, how do you make it work? Because it really does look like a round, legit bouquet. And I was looking at these pictures going, how does she do that with cake?
Yeah, so we have a strong base. It's going to be a cake board, and then there's foam, and then we arrange the cupcakes and we decorate them, and then it's in 2 separate pieces, so it's quite easy to transport.
Okay, well, so says you. I'll let you do all the transporting. What is the best part about creating art and something delicious?
It would be seeing the smiles on people's faces for sure. When I get to do a delivery and set up the cakes, seeing people enjoy the work that I've put into it is amazing.
Tell me about wedding cakes. Just saying that makes me stressed out. So I can't imagine trying to create one and then transport it. And what is the process like for you?
My first wedding cake was a little bit stressful, but now it's easy. I really enjoy, weddings are my favorite. I love being able to help someone celebrate that matrimony. It's great.
And does it take just practice on like dummy cakes, or how do you get good at it?
Yeah, it took lots and lots of practice. There are simple details that I didn't realize when I first started, but you learn to perfect those details. In wedding cakes, it's just the details that make it amazing, yeah.
So has anyone ever come to you and asked for something that you weren't sure you were going to be able to create?
Most definitely, yes. But I've said yes multiple times, and every time we've made it work. So,
So every time, you've never had that moment
No.
of like crisis?
No, because I think it's the creativity part, you know, like I've been stressed before, but it's turned out great, so.
How stressful is it to know that a wedding cake is kind of one of those one-off things where people know what they want it to look like, it's been built up in their mind,
For sure.
and
Yes.
and it's on your shoulders.
So what we do with that is I have in-person consultations for every wedding. So that way I get to meet the people, have a relationship with them, and then they tell me some of their design ideas, so their colors, anything that they have previously thought of in the past, and then they show me some photos that they've seen online. And then I work with them and I say, we can do this. And then I say, like, do you want us to take creative liberties? And if they say yes, then we do that.
I've talked to other bakers who have told me they hate the Pinterest, the online photos, because they want to be artistic and kind of
Correct.
create their
Yeah.
own thing. Is that how you feel about it, or
So,
are you glad to have the inspiration?
I'm glad that they can show me something that they want in a picture form.
Yeah.
So that way I can better make what they want. But I do like to have the creative liberties for sure.
I was surprised when I looked at your website that you have several colors listed. And I thought, wow, that really is such an artistic way to go about it. You let people choose their palette, if you will.
For sure.
Do you mix your own icing? How does that work?
Yeah, so I worked in a paint mixing facility for 2 years, so I mixed paint for a long time. And so colors are so unique and fun. So like I learned that if you're making something blue, you can add a little bit of red to it and it'll make a different hue of blue. Or same with pinks, if you add some yellow, it'll make it a rose gold. So it's really fun.
Did you ever think when you were working in this paint shop that it was going to apply to your
I did
business
not.
down the
No,
road?
but that's the fun part of it.
I guess that's
Yeah.
true. Okay, so speaking of business, has taking your art and turning it into a business taken any of the joy out of it? Does it feel less like a passion project and more like work?
It is not a hobby any longer, but I don't work for money. So it still is enjoyable.
What is the hardest part of creating, again, you know, most artists have to focus on making something that is aesthetically pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to focus on making things that touch more of the senses. So
That is true.
That's got to be a tough balance.
Yeah.
Or is it not for you?
There are many elements, so making sure all of those are perfected can be challenging, but I mean, it's worked out, it's been good, so.
I noticed that you also do like vegan cakes, and how long did it take to create and perfect those recipes? Or have you had those for a long time?
Yeah, I've had those for a while. I just realized that is a market that is growing, and people really do like desire to have goods that they can eat, so I would like to provide them.
What's next? You have the business now, you have your niche of the cupcake bouquets. What do you see in the future?
Yeah, so potentially like growing my business in the Fort Wayne area, doing a lot more marketing, and serving more people.
What is your favorite kind of cake?
It's a toss-up between pumpkin and chocolate.
Oh, but pumpkin is seasonal, yes?
It is, yes.
Okay, because I would totally hit you up for a pumpkin cupcake,
Yeah.
but I was
In
like,
the fall
no,
months.
it's seasonal. Okay, do you have one that everybody else loves the most?
Yeah, the Coca Mocha is super popular. So it's like a coffee chocolate cupcake with hazelnut, so.
Well, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
You know, I should have asked you about the icing itself. Do you use fondant? Do you use buttercream?
Yeah, so we make our own buttercream.
You make your own buttercream?
We do, yeah, we make everything from scratch, same as our fondant, but we also use fondant on some of the
Wait, you
cakes.
make fondant too? What made you think, okay, you know, this is readily available, I could buy fondant, but I'm definitely gonna make it?
So I like ours better. It tastes a lot better because fondant is not super popular because it doesn't taste very good. And
Right.
fondant in general isn't my favorite, but if I was able to make it taste better, then I was gonna do that. So we did it.
Oh my gosh, okay, you say we, so do you have a team who collaborates with you?
We have, so I'm the owner of it, but there are a few people who do help me.
And the cupcake bouquets themselves, is that buttercream?
It is, yep.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to order one. Sophie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm thrilled to meet someone who is young and ambitious and who makes beautiful, delicious things.
Thank you.
So keep it up, and thanks for sitting down with me.
Thank you.